Hey guys, so welcome back. It's been insanely busy, week at work, so I haven't had much time to make mini videos, but finally got some time, so I figured I'd go ahead and make a, I guess you can call it a rant review on one of the books I finished, or did not finish. I actually didn't finish it because it was so bad, but yeah, it's Midnight Sun by Stepenie Meyer, if you haven't already guessed. Before I get started on the review, just wanted to ask you guys to give this a like if you like it. Let me know if you want me to make more reviews like this. If you have the chance, go down, subscribe to my channel so you can get notifications about pretty much a lot of stuff that I review. I review books, movies, TV shows, etc. So if you want more of that, you want a notification for that, just just subscribe down below. I also have a Patreon account if you want to go there and subscribe to my Patreon account. I'll be posting full reactions to whatever I do. You can get early access as well. I also have a Twitter account if you want to follow me there. And hit me up and talk about whatever you want. That's cool as well. I'll put all the links down below. With that out of the way, yeah, let's get started on my review of, what was it? I can't even remember now. Midnight Sun. Yeah, this book. Just a little history on my history with Twilight. I read the entire saga when I was a teenager, and I think you could say I jumped on the bandwagon. I ended up seeing the last movie in theaters. Over the years, I've kind of come to the conclusion it's not very good, but I do enjoy people roasting the books and the movies. I do find that enjoyable. I'm not sure when Midnight Sun was announced, but I eventually figured, I would check it out because I'm kind of curious. I knew it was about Edward's point of view, Twilight from Edward's point of view, so I was kind of curious as to what Stepenie Meyer would do, if it would be better or worse. So when I heard it was announced, I figured I would check it out. It wasn't until last year, the end of last year, that I realized that it had been released. I saw that the library had it, so I just figured I'd check it out and see what was up. And you can say I did not enjoy it. If I could describe this book in one word, it would be a worse romance than Twilight, if that's even possible. But Edward comes off as even more of a creep in this book than he did Twilight. So I did not like this book. Just to start from very broad, the plot's pretty much the same as Twilight, of course. You already know that if you know anything about Twilight. A girl comes to Forks. The vampire dude has a hots for the girl, but he also wants to eat her, so that's pretty much the entire plot. The writing, I would say the writing for this book is a little bit better, but also worse. It's better because it's more descriptive. I think Stepenie Meyer had finally realized that you can expand upon scenes. Of course, to be fair, I haven't read Twilight in a while, so maybe I'm misremembering it, but just from my current, feelings of it, it's just, yeah, she expands more in Midnight Sun on certain scenes, but also she expands too much without actually doing anything. So she pretty much just drones on without adding anything to the story, anything to, the character's development. It's just drivel. one particular scene when Edward and her are in the forest, he's gonna take her for a run. That scene goes on for fucking 40 pages, and that's the point where I was getting ready to cry with how boring it was, so I just gave up. I ended up skimming a little bit more, but I just gave up eventually. But yeah, 40 pages where they're just sitting there talking, and I honestly do not remember anything from that scene other than it was supposed to be the scene where they're running through the forest. It added nothing to the story. So that's when I eventually gave up on the story, because man, was this book boring as hell. But the part I hated the most about this book was how she pretty much fucked over the characters. And I'm not necessarily talking about Bella or Edwards. I'm talking about more of the minor characters, particularly the humans like Mike and Jessica. Mike, he goes from, in the first book, he's pretty much just this kid who has the hots for Bella, and that's about it. In this book, that's pretty much his entire personality. He has the hots for Bella, and because Edward can read his thoughts, that's all he thinks about is Bella, and how he has the hots for Bella, and how he wants to be with Bella, and how Edward is crap, which, from reading about Edward, I don't blame him for thinking that one bit. But yeah, Edward mentions how Mike has vulgar thoughts about Bella, which, considering how the author's Mormon, vulgar, I'm gonna assume it's just sex thoughts. So I'm assuming he just has sex thoughts about Bella. So he multiple times throughout the book mentions wanting to hurt Mike, and that's not anything new for Edward. But yeah, it's just, that was all his character, and it was just so disappointing, because it felt like he was just dragging down Mike to make both Edward and make Edward look better, and to make Bella. Jessica. Well, Jessica, she's, there's no other word for it. She's a bitch in this book. Because her only personality, her whole personality is hating Bella. She doesn't do it overtly. She just has constant negative thoughts about Bella. That's the entire book. And it feels like, once again, it's just to make Bella look better in comparison, because Edward can read Jessica's thoughts. Then he's like, oh, well, Jessica's, such crap. But Bella's, she's so sweet. She's so nice. Of course he's going to think that. He can't read her thoughts. I just feel like they make Jessica into crap to make Bella look better in comparison. Of course, Angela, she is pretty much the opposite. She's nothing but goodness. So no negative thoughts or anything like that. Of course, Edward likes her for that. But once again, he goes throughout the entire book crying about how humans are so bad. They're so mean, they're so hateful, and just he continually questions their intelligence. And I feel like they just do that to make Bella look better, because she's just a boring character. On the flip side, there's the Cullens, and they're pretty much the same from Twilight. Of course, Alice is very bubbly and happy, kind. I tell you, this book did not stop me from shipping Alice and Bella. In fact, it made me ship them more, because the entirety of the book, it's pretty much just Alice continually bombarding Edward with requests to introduce her to Bella, because she can see the future, and in the future she knows that they're going to be friends. So she's constantly asking Edward to introduce them so that they can become friends. And she even talks about how she will eventually come to love Bella. And that sure as hell did not stop me from shipping them. I vastly preferred Bella to have gotten with Alice. At least Alice is a good person. At least as far as now. If Stepenie, that's kind of why I'm dreading her ever writing a book about like Alice or any of these other characters, because I feel like she's just gonna ruin them. Rosalie, well, she's just as hateful as in the first book. Of course, the first time it's talked about, it makes it sound like she's jealous at Bella because Edward finds Bella more attractive. But then later, it sounds like she's jealous of Bella because she's human, but she's still just hateful throughout the entire book, and it's just boring and annoying. Bella, well, I've pretty much talked about how all the other characters are belittled and they're just crap to make Bella look better, because she's just such a boring character. He talks about how smart she is, but of course he brings up the in the lab when they're doing the mitosis lab, and how smart she is, and that's pretty much the only time, because she's this chick goes after this creep Edward. She continually hangs out with him and finds him attractive, so she's obviously not that smart. So it's just, I just can't with this book. And Edward, well, Edward's the worst fucking character in this book. For one, from the very beginning, he wants to kill Bella the entire time. I mean, the entire time. The first chapter, when they are lab partners, we get multiple pages when the first time he smells her, he pretty much, I won't say lose control, because he doesn't lose control. He just fantasizes about killing her. And it's not just, oh, I want to kill her. No, he specifically plans how to murder not only her, but everyone in the classroom, because they're witnesses. And I actually have the line down right here. I could snap 4 or 5 necks per second. So that's pretty much what that scene was. He was fantasizing about killing everyone in that room. He was calculating how he could do it. Of course, you'd ask, why the fuck didn't he just leave the room? Because later he ends up leaving the room of his own free will. So, guess we needed to show what a monster he is, because he continually talk about the monster when referring to his bloodlust, I guess. He continually bemoans the fact that women are attracted to him, which I find odd, since later on he cries about how he's afraid that Bella will find him unattractive. Right. You continually bemoan the fact that people find you attractive, but then you think this chick will find you unattractive? Sure. He keeps talking about how he should leave Forks. He should leave Forks. He should leave Forks. Why don't you just fucking leave Forks? Well, they later address that, and his family is like, oh, we don't want you to leave Forks. Well, you better fucking leave Forks if he's fucking fantasizing about killing people. I mean, they mention that in the past they would leave cities, they would leave towns once they thought people were suspicious. So when they start questioning the Cullens, they would just up and leave. But apparently, now that it's Bella, they decide, hey, we're not going to do anything. But they sure as fuck plan the ways to kill her. And I'm not even exaggerating. The Cullens actually plan how to kill her. Or more specifically, Jasper, Emmett, and Rosalie. Yeah, so they pretty much plan how to kill her because Edward can't stop fantasizing about killing her. And that sure made me like these characters, huh? And the biggest fucking problem was that he was a fucking stalker. And I'm not exaggerating. He acknowledges that he's a stalker. He watches her while she sleeps. He does that multiple times throughout the book. And what's the most disgusting part about it is that Stepenie Meyer actually acknowledges that he's a stalker, but then tries to excuse the fact that he's a stalker. She tries to rationalize it. So he talks about how he's committed crimes before. He's more particular murder. He's committed murder before, which is a crime. So in his words, what is this one little misdemeanor? So that's pretty much what he calls it. He calls stalking a misdemeanor. And he even calls himself a peeping Tom. It's like Stepenie Meyer knows that this romance is problematic. She acknowledges it, but then says, I don't give a fuck. And continues to try to paint this romance as romantic. And it honestly just pisses me off. And it's not only, this isn't honestly the worst part. He stalks her through other people's eyes. So when he's at school, he'll look through other people's thoughts to see if Bella is in them. And he'll keep track of her that way. And it just makes you feel gross reading this book. Because he's such a creep. And what's another infuriating part about this book is that she knows. He pretty much admits to everything. And she doesn't give a shit. She's like, well, you want to kill me? Okay. You stalked me? Okay, that's fine. This book is such shit. But not only that, it's just boring as fuck. And honestly, I'm just done. I just want to get rid of this book. It's overdue. I want to take it back to the library. I don't want to, talk about this book anymore. It's just crap. I mean, if you want to read it, that sounds, it sounds like something that you like, then go ahead. Everybody finds different books interesting. So you might find this interesting, but I didn't like it at all. I'm just done talking about it. But I'm honestly, if you still want to talk about it, if you want to go down in the comments and talk about it, I'm more than willing to have a conversation. I do enjoy talking about and analyzing books, but right now I'm just tired. So, like I said before, if you like this video, if you want more videos like this, just give it a like and subscribe. Yeah, if you like this book, then you might love it when I review After by Anna Todd. So if you want me to review that book, let me know, and you can witness my pain. But other than that, you guys stay safe out there, and I'll